What was the Philly Game 7?
Oh my God.
Like?
Yeah.
That was, I can't even describe it in words. Like, that was a home game. So,
Yeah,
he hit the shot, 4 bounces, goes in. The whole place goes crazy. I play Let Me Clear My Throat every time we win. And I waited like 5 minutes to play the song. Normally, I play it right at the buzzer. Everybody was going so crazy that I was like, they
You
wouldn't
wouldn't
hear
even
it
have heard
anyway.
it. Yeah.
And it was just like, we just soaked up that moment.
Wow, that's insane.
And then we went outside.
Outside.
And then we all went outside. And it was
That's
just bananas, man.
Coming down to the wire. After center's handed. Reach right. He's coming up on the inside.
Already.
This is dope, man. This has been a crazy weekend
Crazy.
of interviews that we're going to spread out over the course of a month.
My cranium
milk it
is
out.
bursting, dude. With how, yeah,
Oh.
there you go.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Are we still pretending this is a different day, though?
Yeah.
Damn
it.
We got 4Korners in the building.
Mhm.
What's good?
Mhm.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is fun
course.
so
Dude,
far.
thanks for being
taking
here.
the time
Yeah.
to pull up. You came here just for us. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
then I guess I'll play a DJ set later, maybe. But
Yeah,
I came
yeah.
here for the podcast.
Maybe.
though.
Yeah,
I came to
yeah.
Ottawa for the podcast.
He heard. Word is going around in Toronto that shit's bumping up.
Ottawa, the city with only one podcast, and it's the podcast.
It's the number one podcast in the city, though,
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
by default.
Exactly.
Actually, it's pretty good.
By default. Oh man, welcome to the city. What do you like out of the gate? What do you think of Ottawa's music scene?
It's surprisingly good.
We just
that, was,
talked
that was something they said earlier. No, honestly, it's actually growing. Last summer, I took some time to travel across Canada since traveling internationally wasn't a thing yet. And I played some shows across the country, and in each city I tried to get in touch with. No, I asked around. Whoever I had on the ground, I'd be like, yo, what are the artists that I need to know about? Who's popping? Who's coming up? Who's talented? And in every city, there's some. In Ottawa, there's a lot. Thanks to City Fidelia. I know he's a friend of the show. I was calling him the mayor of Ottawa. He's
An
like,
emphasis on friend.
Yeah.
Best friend.
Best friend.
Best friend of the
yeah,
show.
best friend of the show. No, that
BFF
guy
of the show.
that guy really brings people together.
Yeah, he does.
And like having his studio right in the middle of the city also, the past couple times I came through, it just feels like this like community is building here with like a magnetic force pulling all the talent in.
Yes, I was saying actually, like any success we get, we owe a lot of it to the House of Ensemble and those guys over there, bro. He just welcomed us with open arms, and
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
shout out Freddie just walking in. Come on in,
Come on in, dude.
Come on in.
it's
Ready
a
to go.
podcast. New show, new rules, nothing.
rules.
Fuck it.
Come on in.
Come on in, dude. Pull up a chair.
Pull up a chair,
even.
man. But yeah, you were saying you traveled a lot, so Ottawa, you've done your thing here, but you're everywhere. You've done your thing everywhere.
Literally.
So people know what you're all about. Toronto Raptors DJ.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. I want to get into that, but before that, like, how did you get that role?
It's the second most often question that I get
100%.
asked. I don't know if that was right English.
That's why I want to get out of the way.
Long story short, it could be a whole podcast about that. But
Okay.
like the long story short is right time, right guy, right situation.
Someone who you know.
No, it wasn't.
No?
It wasn't. It was a situation where the Miami Heat had a DJ already by the name of DJ Irie. He was like the first NBA DJ. I think maybe the first sports team DJ, like officially.
That's sick.
And the upper brass from the company that owns the Raptors went to Miami, saw a game, saw him, thought it was dope, came back to the city. We're like, yo, that would be cool if we had a DJ, but like, they're just like old suits. They're not in the clubs. Like, they don't know what's popping. But I was doing a lot of work with Roots Canada, and I was DJing at their events and in their stores and stuff. And at one of the events, the VP of marketing was at that event, saw the vibes, took in the vibes, enjoyed what I was doing, and slipped me her card. And through a series of harassment via email and phone calls, I was able to, get a audition.
Okay.
And convinced them to give it a shot, and they did. And then they gave it a shot again. They liked it. They gave it a shot again, and like I've just been doing it since. It's been 17 years now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. One thing I heard about you, one good thing about you
the only good thing
is that when you're doing your set at the games, like you're always putting on Canadian artists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
who are you playing and like why? Like you don't have to do that. You're just doing that. Like
No, but I feel like as a DJ, it's my responsibility to play new music, to expose people to music, And I just always been the type of person that wants to give opportunities to people that I see doing good work. So you don't have to be a major label artist to make good music. And there's plenty of, I mean, you asked about the Ottawa scene. Imagine the Toronto scene with the population we have, how many super talented artists there are coming up that there's so many of them I don't even know about. Like I'm learning every day about more and more artists. So the ones that I happen to catch, the music is distracting me. I'm like vibing right now. When I catch wind of somebody that I think is really dope, I put their music on the big stage and play it for 20,000 people and however many million are watching on TV.
Yeah. How is it that like you come across these artists primarily? Like how can someone accidentally like meet you, like get their song on the
don't encourage people to slide in my DM.
no, but like, if they
it's already wild enough in there.
But like because I love looking, like one of my favorite things is just finding new music. Like, I'm always constantly like on the browse option of Apple Music. Like I'll go to record stores and like records are so expensive these days. So I just go and like take pictures of cool album covers and then go like check them out on Apple Music later. But like I love looking for music, and it's refreshing to hear you say you put on so many, like I'd say like putting on Canadian artists. But how is it that you're kind of digging through the crates?
Well, I'm a fan of music. Like I love this shit. I don't just DJ because it's a cool thing to do or because I can make money. Like I'm genuinely a really, really deep, passionate music fan. So I'm always looking for new artists, not just Canadian, in general. Yeah. So like I scour Spotify and Apple. I scour like Bandcamp and SoundCloud. And in Toronto, I go to a lot of shows.
I was gonna say, like,
I go to a lot of shows. I've been at more shows than I have nightclubs since things have opened up again. Because number one, it's kind of more enjoyable for me to like just go and check out talent now that I'm producing music and like meeting artists on that angle. It's been more enjoyable for me to do that versus like nightclubs are nightclubs.
Bumping your head with a drink up here, like
not like not hating on clubs. I love the clubs, but like I've been DJing in clubs for years. I've only been making music for like a short time.
What caused the switch? Were you just like, I'm fucking good at this? Why not?
Natural progression, I would say.
Okay.
Like you can only play other people's music so much before you realize that it's more fun to play your own music. So it's kind of that, but also. I can't remember who the quote is from, but it's like if there's something that doesn't exist in the world that you want, you should make it. So like
that's art.
Yeah,
me. That's like the definition of art. It's like creating something that never existed
before. So like I live music. I hear music. I feel music. And there's like always been ideas that I'd be like, oh, it's sick. It'd be sick if there was a song that sounded like that or that felt like that. And then I just got to the point where it's like, let me figure out how to make it.
Was it a hard transition?
Yes and no. I feel like DJ brain really helps me make music, but just in terms of like musical structure. Plus, I come from a music background. I played instruments my whole life. But getting good at it was not easy. Like anybody who thinks that like making music is easy, like, oh yeah, I just like throw some drums and like some sounds and like you have a hit record. It's not easy at all.
Oh, I know. I've tried.
So it takes time.
It doesn't leave the shower.
Right. No, it takes time to like actually get good. Like I started messing around with things and making remixes and edits years ago, but like I really dug in, I would say about 5 years ago, give or take.
Oh, okay.
And I put out some songs that like were horrible and I took them down and like worked at it. And 3 years ago, I decided, okay, I feel like I'm onto something now. My vibe, like I feel like it's good enough now. It's gonna get better still, but I felt it was good enough to show. And I started dropping music, and since then, I've never really looked back.
Did you like the DJ 4Korners brand is so strong? Do you think like how did that help you? Like because the song you just put out with Everything Ocean, like it's a fucking big track, and it's great, but. For you to say you're so like kind of young into your career, like the kind of there must be a little bit of a clout get as the Raptors DJ.
I sit in a really really unique spot because I'm like a new artist technically.
Yeah, but
also I'm an OG in entertainment. So I use my OG status to help that new artist push things forward. So I have like a lot of connections that I can call in and. I'm connected to a lot of artists and producers and people in the industry in general. But you know what? That was kind of at the beginning. That was kind of like not necessarily a good thing because convincing people that know me for one thing that I'm doing something else, although it's very related and it makes total sense, I think. A lot of people are like, yeah, every DJ thinks they're a producer.
Right.
You know what I mean? until they start hearing the music and they're like, oh, you're like making music.
You're actually good.
You're surprisingly.
I love like you like just saying like you have that many connections and you're just saying how Under Armour just sent you a bunch of shoes casually, and I'm just like,
before the episode, I'm like, those are sick kicks. Like, I don't even know Under Armour sent me those.
No, I get like again, like
Same,
I'm an
dude.
OG in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
But like I still feel like the underdog and like I have to prove myself as a musician.
yeah.
And although I can call on favors,
Mhm.
it still has to be good. Nobody's gonna give you a favor just because
Right.
they know you or they rate something that you do that's not that.
And I imagine, like, you've been doing this for so long, like, you don't have those people in your team, that are just going to nod their heads and tell you everything's great just because they want to see you
I don't keep
pushing.
those kind of people around.
As you wouldn't, right?
No, definitely not. I'm
It
not
feels
for
like
that.
you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it feels like you just have a very like young mindset where you're just like always accepting, like always learning shit. You've done your thing for a bit, but you're also like, yo, I'm also new at this, and I'm not gonna just...
Old dog learning new tricks. I'm
Yeah.
calling you an old
Yeah.
dog.
No, I'm definitely an old dog.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I feel like the world makes us lose our childlike energy and like think of, if you can remember, think of yourself when you were 5, or like think of kids now. What do kids do when they wake up? What is everything that they do about? Fun.
iPad.
Yeah.
What's fun?
the
I want to
iPad.
do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're playing with a toy and you decide you want to play with a
Yeah.
different toy, they throw that toy down and they go play with the other one because that's what I want to do right now.
Yeah.
I think that would be more
It's
fun.
fucking
Same thing
sick.
with producing. Like, I'm done with this sound. I want to fuck around with
No,
this
it's just
sound
like
and shit
in
that.
in my life, I try to
Okay.
like keep that sense of being inside. It's like everything that I do is driving me towards the fun. And like for me, the most fun thing is being on stage. Like there's nothing more fun for me than performing. And everything that I do is in service of getting back on another stage or getting on a bigger stage. So
Why do you love it so much? Is it because like you feel like you're holding like 20,000 people?
I don't
in your
know,
hand?
man. It's
like,
just my happy place.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like that's where my purpose in life is to like entertain and make people happy and like express
It's
what I
fucking
love.
beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. Golly.
So like I figured out what I want to do, and like now that I know that, I can't do anything else.
apart from music, like what, like you just said, I can't do anything else, but like what else is it? Perhaps just on like the personal level that keeps you young and keeps you like this driven to just be out there rocking the stage, fucking 7 days a week.
I have other interests and stuff. I'm
Yeah,
not just like specifically just music, but
I have hobbies.
I have hobbies. I do.
I play tennis.
I steal McDonald's signs, whatever.
Second inside joke of the show. I like that.
Honestly, I don't know. I really can't understand. I can't answer that question outside of why would I want to do anything that's not fun?
Right.
Like, why would any of us want? Like, we're only here for however long we're here for. We don't know that.
Yeah.
Why would we do things? Why would we spend time doing things that are not serving the fun, like being enjoyable and like making other people happy?
Why do something you don't want to do?
Yeah.
Right.
It's that easy.
Right.
Yeah.
I think so.
Not to like spin this on us and make it all about us, but dude, that's like when people say like we're doing the most, it's like holy fuck, like how you guys keeping on top of all that shit? It's a lot. Like, it's a lot of pressure. Like, not even like really making much money doing that. It's a lot of work. It's like, but what else would I be doing right now?
If you
man?
love
Like,
it, you don't think about any of that.
I can't imagine doing anything else. I've done tons of other jobs. I've done other shit. It's like
There you go.
feel
There you
nothing.
go. Yo, I played golf for the first time last week.
Fucking sick.
And I
isn't it?
remembered, yo, when I was 12, I was a caddy. That was like one of my first
yeah?
jobs. There was a golf course near my house, and my dad really didn't want me to do it. And I was like, it's all. I just want to like make some money.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
be around like rich people.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to
just-
make some money. I want to like. I didn't even think about that part. Honestly, I was
So
just
you were a
like,
caddy at 12, and then just after that, didn't golf at all for.
yeah, because it was not that for me. It was just like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
a money flex. I just
just-
wanted to make some
was it-
money and be able
just
to buy
like-
some
There's
sneakers.
something there. You know how there's the saying, it's like, don't trust a bartender that doesn't drink. Like, don't trust a 12-year-old caddy that doesn't play golf.
No. Don't trust the 12-year-old caddy. Period. That's where that sentence ends.
What should I do right here?
Yo, I
whip
remember,
out the driver.
Yo, I had no advice for them. I remember I lost some clubs sometimes. Like it was not a good. I was not qualified,
Oh, that's good.
but I got through.
Yeah, golf ain't my thing. I don't like being angry for 4 hours, like straight.
You know what? I really liked it.
Yeah,
It's
It
fun
wasn't.
as
I wasn't
fuck, man.
angry. I was like, it was chill. It was early in the morning. The birds were chirping. The air was crisp.
Yeah.
Had some drink, some weed,
Yeah,
just
dude.
like
Okay, so that
chill the
okay.
hell with the homies. Like it was
Yeah.
it was a chill time.
Listen,
I
man,
think
I'm
'cause-
putting together a list of friends I play golf with that I can just message. I'll throw you on there,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Whenever I'm
Yo,
in
when I'm in town,
yeah, bring your clubs.
I don't have clubs. I
You
have
can
to
use
rent.
mine.
You
You're-
borrow mine.
You're
I
ready.
just need a 6 iron and a putter.
That's all.
That's it.
That's all I need.
That's
That's all I'm talking about right there.
You've hosted some crazy events though.
Crazy
like
events.
With some crazy A-listers. Like I'm gonna get the name.
MJ.
Michael Jordan is a crazy one.
That
to
was
me.
that was a crazy moment. I don't get starstruck a lot. I got starstruck.
Yeah, I would be.
I totally got starstruck.
I'd be a little
Were you just
shaky.
like frozen? Like
It was everybody in the room was starstruck. That party that I played with MJ was actually the Hall of Fame induction party for Chris Chelios,
oh okay, wow.
who's like, for those who don't know, hockey legend, played for the Chicago Blackhawks, and all his celebrity friends were there. So like Kid Rock, Chris Tucker, Cuba Gooding Jr., Cindy Crawford, like Hollywood and sports legends were in the room. And then I saw everybody kind of like, they looked like they were all gathering around this one area and like fanboying and fangirling around this one person. I'm like, yo, who is that? Like everybody in here is famous. Who is that? And I looked over and I saw the hoop earring. I was like, oh shit, it's Michael Jordan.
Oh man.
That's so cool.
Like they were all so
Did
excited.
you say what's up?
Little what's up? He was like, what's
You're-
up?
you were super
I didn't get
cool
a chance.
about
I was DJing. I didn't get a chance to like
Yeah.
actually go talk to him. I wish I did.
Should have
But-
sent out a song to him. This one's for Michael Jordan.
Right?
Special someone in my life dedicated
my
this one to
God.
MJ.
I did not do that. I did not do that.
That would be the opposite of playing it cool,
Right.
right? So send him a
shit.
shot, bartender. Like,
Oh, man, what year was this?
I don't know. I'd have to Google it.
Okay, it was a while ago.
What year was Chris Chelios? Somebody out there Google it. What
Sure.
year was Chris Chelios inducted into the Hall of Fame? It was that year.
Speaking of years, 2016 or no, not 2016, championship year.
2019.
2019. Did
Yeah.
you get a ring?
Yes, I did.
That's sick.
Absolutely, I did with my name on it and all that. It's
That's so
That's
dope.
dope.
one of my favorite things.
How was that year? Like that's man, Canada.
The Kawhi
was,
Leonard year.
Crazy.
Canada
Craziest-
was alive that year.
Craziest year probably of my life. I've done a lot of cool things. I'm blessed to be able to say I've experienced a lot of things, but that was like very, very special to
Well-
see Toronto and feel Canada like united like that.
Yeah, the whole country.
The whole
We were
country.
going
Man,
nuts
we
up
were
here, like-
yeah, it was fucking
Yeah.
We
we
drove
remember-
down.
yeah,
We drove down to Game 6.
No,
And,
yeah.
no, Game 5.
Game 5.
Yeah.
which was dope. We tried to like get in Jurassic Park, but we left here at like 2:00 and got in town
Yeah,
at
yeah,
5.
not
Or
not
at
the
at all.
plan just started to
People were
fall.
lined up at Jurassic Park
Yeah.
from like 9 a.m. every day.
The plan just started to fall apart, and we're like, we're gonna make it happen, and we did. We got there.
Being someone though, like the DJ for the Raptors,
Mhm.
you're inside the building a lot.
Yeah.
You're with all those people, like I don't know, like daily, weekly, something like that.
Yeah, a bunch
Almost
of times
daily.
a week.
What
yeah.
was that like year like from your your
I mean,
side?
the season was great. Like the minute we got Kawhi, I'm a ball fan, like a real like. I knew what Kawhi was.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Toronto were just upset that DeRozan got traded.
Mhm.
They did not know what Kawhi was, and like
Mhm.
what kind of caliber player he was. So when we got him, I was like, "This is gonna be something." I didn't know we were gonna win the chip, but like I was like, "This is gonna be something. It's gonna be a year." And that whole season was dope. And you know, we were a great team, but we'd been a great team.
Mhm.
But when the playoffs started, everything just went from like 10 to 100.
Yeah.
And every single game, it just got bigger and bigger. Every single game. And every win, the streets would just get flooded with people.
Yeah.
Every single win for 2 months.
Well, what was the Philly Game 7?
Oh my God.
experience like?
Yeah.
That was, I can't even describe it in words. Like that was a home game. So like
Yeah.
he hit the shot, 4 bounces, goes in, the whole place goes crazy. I was like, I play the song.
What songs you play?
Well, I play "Let Me Clear My Throat" every time we win. A game.
Okay,
That's like
okay.
our victory song. And I waited like 5 minutes to play the song. Normally, I play it right at the buzzer. Everybody was going so crazy that I was like, they
You wouldn't
hear
even have heard
anyway.
it. Yeah.
And it was just like we just soaked up that moment,
Wow, that's insane.
and then we went outside.
Outside.
And then we all went outside, and it
That's
was
sick.
just bananas, man.
Did you like cross paths with Kawhi?
Yeah,
Is he like?
He's a quiet fella.
I feel like he's just super.
he said like probably 5 words to me all season.
Yeah.
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 Can you play "Dancing Queen" by ABBA?
Those were the 5 words.
Those are the words he said.
No, super cool guy, but like I never got to know him, and I
Mhm.
heard like once he gets to know you, he opens up, but like
Mhm.
otherwise he's very just respectful and
Mm.
nice and polite and just hello.
One of my I loved Kawhi like while he was a Raptor. I still do. I think he's a very funny person.
He's hilarious.
One of my favorite pictures is him wearing like a jersey, like one of his own jerseys while on vacation.
He's like the funniest guy that does not mean to be funny.
Yeah, he was perfect in Toronto too. I felt like.
No, I wish he stayed at least one more year. I think we would have ran it back.
100%. Because like I'm just thinking now, like you said, you were in the entertainment side of things for a while, then obviously producing made you into a whole other sphere of the industry. So you've been like doing your thing in Toronto for a while. Like, what was your experience like within the Toronto like arts entertainment scene? Like, where if you like from where you started to where it is now, like how have you seen it grow?
As an OG, yeah.
I've kind of seen it grow as it's grown its profile globally, which is cool. Like, and parallel to all of that is like Drake's come up too. It's like when I started, nobody looked at Toronto on a global scale like an entertainment hub.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody was saying New York, Paris, Toronto. Nobody was saying that. And when I first started touring, I had to explain a lot where I was from. I was like, Toronto, like, oh, okay, America. I'm like, no, Canada.
Northern America.
No, but they're like, yeah, but it's in America, right? Like I've had flyers say Toronto, Canada, and have an American flag on it.
Jeez.
Overseas. It's weird.
That is weird.
It was weird. Like, how do you not know a whole country? But the perception of Toronto globally was America.
Aside of like having a Drake, what do you think that happened in Toronto that kind of helped with that success of the culture that can be done in other cities like Ottawa?
Sorry, not even to mention like Justin Bieber, The Weeknd too. Like some of those huge artists,
Yeah, but
let's forget about them.
It was definitely the Drake effect. Like there was definitely.
You don't think Toronto, like, because now we talk about Toronto as we talk about the East Coast sound. Like there's a distinctive sound to the East Coast, West Coast, Southern states. Do you think that people would have that conversation about Toronto? Because we do now. It's definitely a distinct sound in the world of music. But do you think we wouldn't really be in that, like the city wouldn't be in that conversation if it wasn't for Toronto or for Drake? Sorry,
wouldn't.
No,
like it's a lot to pin on one person, but it's not exactly one person. It's him. It's 40. It's like a few other people in Boy Wonder. Like they really cultivated a sound and a movement that reached everywhere. But prior to him, I mean, we've had Cardinal Official, we've had a lot of other
Chaos.
Like there's been big artists from Toronto, but none of them really wore Toronto on their sleeve like Drake did, and he just happened to come out when like blogs were huge. So like it was the internet that like really took a hold at the time when the internet was becoming the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He I think like he also brought like a certain sort of like a relatability to him too.
Yeah. Well, everything that he did musically definitely contributed. But like culturally, I think it was just the timing was just so perfect. It was like just at the beginning of the internet becoming
surf the wave.
What it was, like just when streaming was starting to be a thing. So like people didn't have to go buy CDs anymore. All of that like really happened at the same time. And then he teamed up with the Raptors while the Raptors were just coming up. And like now he's like attached to this massive brand. And like all of these things just happened. There's actually a documentary about it that I'm in.
Oh, really?
That like talks about all of this.
What's it called?
I don't remember right now. I think it might be called The Drake Effect, honestly, but it was on CBC.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Somebody brought it up to me the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I did that. Look at this guy. He's
But-
got too much shit going on.
But no, it was
feel that way about
people.
us.
No. People ask me about Drake a lot is why, and I end up talking about Drake a lot. But just because of the timing and the proximity, like I remember when he was like not able to get into the club, to now where it's like if he comes to the club,
He owns it.
everything is about him.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a strange, and he's still the same guy. He's just like way more guarded now because he has to be. But like he's still cool as shit.
Yeah.
It's just he's not able to go anywhere where people don't know who he is and like want to get close to him anywhere in the world at this point.
Yeah.
Which
that's
is like
crazy.
a crazy thought to me as a person.
That's like what John and I always say. We're like, we want to like hit a point where we're known, but like I think it'd be sick if we were like super famous in like South Korea or something like that. Like we just like only
like when you go there, it's lit, but otherwise you can live your life.
Yeah, exactly.
We're huge and
I'm big in Japan. Trust
Cambodia,
me. Super big in Japan.
Yeah, super.
Whenever we're feeling down, we just get a plane ticket. We're like, all right, okay. And then it's like,
Yeah.
let's go back home and chill.
No,
out
man,
now.
he's one of those individuals that's like a certain level of fame that like for example, DJ Snake is in town here. Like I've known Snake for years as well. He's famous as famous can be in his realm,
Right.
But like if he walked down the street, he'd be okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Drake can't walk down the street. Bieber can't walk down the street.
Global figures.
Yeah, you know what I mean. There's different levels or different types
Superstars.
of fame. There's types of fame.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring it back down to like the ground level of artists, because you said you're just a music lover. You're just scavenging through Spotify playlists and everything like that, and you're always playing like artists that might be unknown or young and just kind of on the
Whether
come up.
Canadian or not,
Yeah.
I love music, and if I find music that I think is dope, I think it's my responsibility to play it.
Share it.
But especially if it's Canadian, because I know that it's hard
Yeah.
for artists here in this country to break unless you're making like rock or country or folk music.
Yeah.
Like for hip hop, for R&B, for dance, for like all these genres, there hasn't really been infrastructure to like really boost us on a global scale. Everybody that's huge that we just mentioned and so many more have all had to go elsewhere to make it big. And then they come back and people are, oh yeah, Jesse Reyes, oh yeah, Shawn Mendes, oh yeah, like yeah, we had to sign abroad to get that, because if we signed here, it wouldn't have gone this way. Hopefully it's changing now, but
I was gonna say, do you think the growth can happen internally?
I hope so.
Yeah.
The labels here are definitely like flying that flag right now and be like, yo, sign domestically, we can do it. But it still kind of remains to be seen, because we're a big country with a small population and not a rich history of being able to break artists that are not specific genres of music. So we see.
Who would you say are your like Canadian artists to look out for that people may not know of?
Everything Oshan, who you mentioned, I had a record with him, and I'm doing more with him.
He's a cool guy. We got the chance to interview him shortly for a radio show we were doing at the time. But
He's a
he's a
sick
fucking
guy.
cool guy.
Yeah,
He's
very
nice.
talented. Works hard.
If he's watching, we have a 3-on-3 game we planned in that interview that hasn't happened yet. So next time we're in Toronto, yo, this
didn't
is
live up to the challenge?
Do you want to be on our team?
How can I not be on my guy's team? Come on.
You know what? Fine.
Yo,
we'll go against each
where's
other.
the loyalty?
2-on-2.
Where's the
2-on-2.
loyalty? 2-on-2. We can do that. We
Everything
can do that.
Oshan and DJ 4Korners versus down on the wire.
We can do that.
That's
We can do
crazy.
that.
Dope.
Oshan's definitely one. There's an artist from the Montreal area, or a couple, but like one named Audrey, that she is
Yeah.
extremely
Seen her
talented.
live.
We've
She's
seen.
dope.
Yeah, we saw her perform once.
Yeah.
She's fucking fire. Yeah.
Zach Zoya, I think, is going to be a superstar.
I don't know.
He's from the Montreal area also.
Okay.
He's signed to Universal Canada. So he's given it a go in the Canadian label system, and they're doing right by him so far. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
You sound doubtful.
You know what? I would be lying if I didn't say I wasn't skeptical, just because it hasn't happened yet. Once it, and I'm not saying it can't happen, but like, there's been a lot of attempts. We need to see it happen. Like, we need a really, really big success story of somebody signed to a Canadian label that's making black music that makes it big globally. We see that. That gives me and a lot of other people hope to do that, and it gives the industry a blueprint of what to follow. You know what I mean? Because we don't have a lot of radio stations here that play the music. We don't have a lot of festivals.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? There's just like not infrastructure.
By Canadian law, like, you have to play 51% like Canadian music on the radio.
Right.
Like,
There's
so
loopholes though.
But the thing is,
But they stack
you
it with
just-
the most popular.
you just listen to fucking tragically hip songs on radio.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. So like, I don't think that we have, and it's not the label's fault per se. Like, I don't think the industry has the infrastructure here for black music on a scale that, say, America does, or the UK does, or like South Africa, or like some other places. So, I mean, hopefully we'll get there. And like I said, Zach is signed to Universal Canada. They're doing a great job so far. Hopefully that will be the example, or an example that'll
what does
bust
it.
the doors wide open for that type of thing. There's another artist I want to mention named Tamia out of Vancouver.
Okay.
And she is lethal, like one of the best rappers I've ever heard, and not a lot of people know about her. I did a record with her called Headspace Freestyle.
Okay.
Check that out. But I'm going to be doing a lot more work with her, and I'm working hard to make sure people hear her, because she is super, super talented, and just like, she's just all the way out there and doesn't really have a huge support system. She has some people helping, but like, more people need to hear her.
The Vancouver scene's a little like smaller.
They're far from us.
Yeah.
And it's segmented over there. It's expensive to live in Vancouver.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Like, why don't you just go a couple hours down south to LA?
There's a couple
Like,
dope.
if you're out there.
There's one artist from Vancouver. I mean, I've got my own name, Boslin. He's fucking.
Oh, Boston's dope.
He's
Boston's
fucking
a homie.
sick, dude.
Yeah,
He's fucking
He's
sick.
on tour right now. He's about to hit Europe for his first
he
European
was
tour.
on he was on the Eva Shaw album, which is also fire.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah,
album.
Eva's dope, but she Well, she's Canadian, but she's like lived abroad a lot.
Yeah.
But she's back here and she's making hip hop now. She's historically danced.
Couple of Ottawa cats on there. We got City Fidelia on that, Linda Sun on that.
Yeah.
What about Ottawa? Do you have any like artists to look out for in Ottawa? Like who's got your eye out here?
City.
City's
the guy. Like I've done work with City already. I have more records already in the can, and I think he's just like such a talented artist, but also such a dope human being. And like you put that combination together, that's the recipe for success. Because you can be really, really good at music, but if you're an asshole, nobody wants to like be around you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But like if you're a genuinely good person, and also you're very talented, that puts you in a lot of spaces where you can win.
I've heard the same about you though. I mean, Tanisha today was saying that you're just like
That's
a
awesome.
genuinely good guy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't try to shit on people.
Today, dude. That was
Last week. Sorry.
Last week.
Oh yeah, we're pretending
Different
shirt, different day.
But
Yeah,
she,
Tanisha's awesome too. Yeah.
she mentioned a story about how was it Manifesto that she was doing, and then
She
it was
said-
apparently so it was like a mess backstage,
it was
but you were
just
just
going
like
to
calming her
shit.
down, like yo, it's all good, don't worry, just let me go do my thing. Like, super. She had a lot of good things to say about you.
It was Manifesto Festival last year in Toronto, which was one of our first. It was actually the first show that I played in front of people. It was like at this venue that was set up as a drive-in concert venue for the time being, and it was the first show that we didn't have to have cars there. And it was like the first act. There's people that you can see and touch, and everybody was excited. And the day was really, really hectic because everybody was so excited. And yeah, she was freaking out. I had to, give her a little pep talk.
I love that though, man, because when you think of the music industry, like sometimes I'm like intimidated when approaching artists and just people in the industry because I'm like, okay, I'm just assuming based off of TV and like pop culture that everyone's a fucking dick. But a lot of people are really nice, bro, and everyone just I feel like it's just because in Canada everyone just wants
surprisingly
to
nice.
Yeah. Surprisingly nice.
You know what? I was just talking to my homie Saint on the way here to Ottawa. We feel like it's changing. Like people used to be a lot more standoffish or feel like you had to act a certain way if you were an artist to get respect, and I feel like that's changing.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but I like it.
I think people just like I think there's a certain conception about being a fucking dick that just is kind of being washed away right
I
now.
hope so.
Like I feel like being out here, like actually having to rely on each other. I think there's a big divide amongst people, but I feel like generally, like amongst those two groups of people, they're nicer to one another. You know what I mean?
I think that authenticity is becoming cooler. I think
Mhm.
that like the whole like your Instagram looks like a magazine and everything's super polished and like photoshopped and all that.
There's a theme.
And there's a theme like color
Fuck
palette.
off.
I don't
Fuck
think
off.
that that's a thing anymore. I think that people prefer authenticity over that. And I think that that's leaking into just the way that we treat each other. Or at least I hope that's what it is. That like you don't have to be the perception of what something is. You can just be you, and that's cool.
Just let that be an influence. On
Yeah, like I think that that's where we're going. Or I mean, that's how I try to live.
I want to know what makes a perfect DJ mix in your mind.
Like at a party.
Yeah, or like
It's a great question.
I
That
thought
is a
that's where you were
fantastic
going.
question.
I thought that's where you were going earlier. You were like, you started it just as I was going to. You like flip through the bins. Like you're always looking for music. You're like top Canadian artists. And I thought you were gonna ask this. I was like, no way.
Yeah, that's why
You brought it back though. You brought it back around. You brought it back around.
I did it in such a less clean way. Just jump right in there. Yeah. Let's talk Raptors game. Let's start big and then work smaller.
Okay, well that's two totally different questions to be honest. Like
Okay.
a party and a Raptors game.
Mhm.
A Raptors game is more like a production.
Okay.
So it's way more like a scripted thing where I get to like freestyle within the confines of the script.
Right.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? Because like first and foremost, people are there for the game.
Right.
I play in between during the game stoppages. So like before the game, timeouts, halftime, after the game. And sometimes there are things in the script, like there's a specific contest that I have to play a song for that
Mhm.
like relates to that.
Mhm.
Or there's a get hype moment where I have like a song that I'm going to play for that or whatever. But other than that, I just play whatever the hell I want. They trust me. It's awesome.
That's cool. What about for a party?
At a party, I think, and like some of this applies to the Raptors game too, just because of the way I do it. But I think that a perfect DJ mix at a party is, number one, a variety of music,
Mhm.
not just one kind of music. I think a mix of things that people know and love, and also some things that people don't know but they should know. Like as a DJ, you're supposed to be like the one telling people what's cool, not just playing what they already know. and then
I
like that too. Yeah.
and then on top, because that's honestly that's how it used to be when we didn't have streaming.
Yeah.
Because like think back to when you had to buy CDs
and records
and records. It's like you didn't have access to every song in the world in your hand. You had to hear it from somewhere.
And it was a lot fucking harder to manipulate.
Right. But like DJs, it's always been our job to like buy music and play it for people.
Yeah.
So like we're not just buying the stuff that we know we don't know what you like yet for the most part because there's only 5 songs on the radio all day. We can't just play 5 songs. So we were always like digging for, and also back them times it was like you kind of weren't one-upping other DJs by having the newest records or like having different stuff. The whole
what song is that?
Yeah. There's not really that much of that anymore because everybody has everything, or everybody has access to everything.
I find one thing too is like you'll say something like, "Oh, have you heard of this?" Like, yeah, and then you'll see them like go on their phone, and, like,
right?
Like that's people are proud that like they don't like people aren't proud that they don't know something that they like.
I'm the opposite. I'm like if I hear a song that's dope, especially if I'm at a party, I know it's like bad taste to Shazam a DJ's music.
Yeah.
I'm like with my phone. I'm like, yo, this is sick. I'm Shazamming. I'm Shazamming this right now. You're dope.
You catch me in the middle of a restaurant with my hand.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, straight up. I love music, and I'm like, yo, if a DJ plays a song that I don't know and I think is dope, I would. But I'm not gonna hide it. I'd be like, yo, you're sick. I'm Shazamming what you're playing right now because like this, you're teaching me something right now. Dude, I think that's a compliment.
I feel like I'd be gassed up as
I think that should be a compliment. If people are Shazamming when people Shazam my sets, I'm like, all right, I'm doing something. Yeah. I'm doing something.
I like that point. Like the point of a DJ is to kind of put you on to new music.
Yeah, because
I find a lot of times you're at clubs, it's like, hey, I know all these tracks.
Right.
How many times am I gonna hear Mr. Brightside? Like...
No, seriously. And then like the last piece of a great DJ set, I think, is like flexing some skills, but like tastefully. You know what I mean? Like being able to manipulate music in a way that like it sounds different than the way you would just play it. Or like, you know, some cuts, some doubles, some, you know, some creativity, some live remixes.
We know the lingo.
Cuts and doubles. Triples maybe
Triples even.
Young quad.
Quadruples. That's just crazy talk now.
You know what I mean? But I think that like, a good DJ should put his or her spin on the record.
So, because like, forgive me, but I kind of figured it as like more of a catering thing. You know what I mean? Like
it's a mix.
Yeah.
It's a mix of that.
Okay.
I think that it's like
a mix of catering and chef's choice.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I was just about to give a restaurant analogy. Yeah. It's like a mix of you came to this restaurant, you know what we do here. Yeah. So here, but also try this stuff.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like when they come and be like, yo, the chef has sent you a little something. You know, try that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like when McDonald's, it's like you always get the Big Mac, but they throw a little spicy habanero in there. Like, all right, let me try that spicy habanero chicken. Like different levels of restaurants for you 10.
If I know you like McDonald's, I know
that's the sign. It's all coming back.
No, but that so like I think the most important part, more than flexing the skills and all that, is the song selection. Like I think that's the most important part of DJing. Is like you definitely should play music that's going to make people happy and like play the stuff that they're going to sing to, but also throw some stuff in there that like they haven't heard but you know they should hear and it's going to feel good and they're going to this is the song that they're going to sing a month from now.
What city has like the best music scene in your mind?
Trying to get me in trouble.
Apart from Toronto.
No, you know what? I think this is going to sound mad like diplomatic. It's not, it's the truth. Every city has its own flavor. And that's what I love about touring so much. It's like playing a set, especially specifically touring in Europe, because like the countries are really close together, but the cultures are completely different.
Right.
So like I could be in Amsterdam one night and be Paris the next night, and it's literally like a couple hours on the train, but like completely different world and like completely different music scene. They got their local shit that's popping. Different language, different food, different culture, and like people party differently.
When you're in these different countries in Europe specifically, I want to talk about Europe. Like when you're over there, what do you notice what's going on over there that you're like, we need this on our side?
Well, one thing, most countries, parties don't end until the sun comes up.
Yeah. That's insane.
We were just saying that. I don't know if we can handle that. Like,
no, you can't. I promise you can.
We can
promise you can. You know why?
Like, if you like go to Friday and then you got to do it Saturday, and then what happens if someone twists your arm and you have to do it a third day on Sunday? You're fucked for the week.
They make it work.
I guess they do.
They make it work. It's just part of the culture that you just.
The drugs are better there too.
No comment. I think that it's just a fun thing to like go out at midnight and like you don't have to pound drinks for 2 hours because the bar is gonna close.
Yeah.
You can take your time and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And party till 6-7 a.m.
And smoke inside.
Yeah, and smoke inside. If that's what you so choose to do. If you wanna be out for just a couple hours, you can do that. If you want to go out for long, but you can also hit more parties that way.
That's a good point.
Like, and as a DJ, you can play multiple parties.
Halifax bars don't close till 4.
4 is good.
It's not bad.
4 is good.
It's like a proper like, okay, it's time to go home now time. You know, 4 is like, all right, I got shit to do tomorrow.
You got to go pizza corner and then you go home.
You have
to. You have to.
Johnny K's. Yes.
I like that point you made where you can do a lot more shows because they're open up all night. It's kind of like I hear a lot of comedians in New York. Because the comedy clubs there run all night, and there's like a million of them. So they'll have a set at 7, 8, 9:30, 10:45, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Yeah. So it's like, is it the same thing with DJing? Just
except their sets are not like their sets are like 15, 20 minutes.
True.
I generally do 2 hours, but like I can do 2 or 3 sets in the night if they're lined up well.
Yeah.
I don't really, but local DJs do more of that. I'm more like I go in and do like the 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. set.
Okay.
And then think about that. Like my headlining set is at 2 a.m. to 4
Your
a.m.
work day starts at 2 a.m.
Right?
That's what you wake up at 12 though, like you just sleep through the day, wake up at 12 like p.m. then or a.m. What's on? Yeah, a.m. I guess it was.
I could totally do that. I don't.
No,
but I could. People always say, "Yo, I don't know how you do it, man. You just like touring nonstop. When do you sleep?" I'm like, "Yo, I work from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. The rest of the day is mine."
Yeah.
So I enjoy myself. I be a tourist. I learn stuff. And Saint likes that one. And then I go out to dinner. I take a nap. Then I go to the show. That's perfect.
Well, what's your favorite part about?
Jealous.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
What's your favorite part about touring all these countries, DJing there?
Culture shock. Like I love experiencing culture and like I tell you, I'm a tourist. I'm a kid. I would run around these cities and like enjoy myself and learn stuff and meet people and like that part too, like meeting people.
Yeah.
Like I have friends in like so many different places that I maintain these friendships because I frequent, or also we just stay in touch. And like when I go, I'm just like, it feels like I have family everywhere.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about this shit is just everyone we've met. It's been sick. Like the connections and networks.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear what you said, but I just pieced it together. But yeah, no, everyone we met.
That pre-interview joint just fucking
the beer chug over there. You're gonna let me carry it out of this fucking thing. Yeah, no, the people, and that's what keeps you coming back too.
Well, what's life without the people? Like what are we doing?
Lonely.
Every single thing we do is about our interactions with each other. Whether it's art, whether it's hanging out, whether it's drinking, smoking, whatever. It's like none of those things are as fun by yourself.
No. Yeah. No. We heard you're quite a fashion icon.
You may have heard correctly.
So that's why on the way here, John was driving down here and he found a pop-up shop. What did you explain the story?
It was a person selling tie-dye shirts under a tent in their driveway. And I drove past and I was like, oh, no way, tie-dye store. And my girlfriend's like, you gotta get me home. I said, so I dropped her off, immediately right back to the tie-dye spot. And so I was late coming to the studio because I had to stop and try on some tie-dyed shirts.
You know what? That is a legitimate reason.
But the funny thing is, it's not the first time it's happened either. Like, I found tie-dye shops on the side of the road. Like,
is that a frequent Ottawa thing?
No, just this is the first time in Ottawa. In Nova Scotia, like we'd be driving by, my mom would be like, I'd be like, Mom, pull over. Like, there's some tie-dye out of a van.
That's
like,
high fashion out there.
Dude, exactly.
Yo, tie-dye out of a van are the best tie-dye.
Exactly,
that's like,
dude. Feel the groove.
Love.
Feel the groove tie-dye.
Care.
Yeah,
feel the groove matching tie-dye though is our attempt to try and impress you from a fashion standpoint.
And then look what I'm wearing.
Hey, I like that.
Hey, dude, you were traveling.
I just happen to be, my tracksuit is tie-dye-ish.
Yeah.
So tie-dye inspired.
We picked right. Good job.
That jacket you have is fucking sick. The branded DJ 4Korners.
Oh
the
yeah,
fucking varsity jacket.
Roots Canada.
Is it?
Shout out
Damn,
Roots. Yeah,
that's a sick.
They do really, really good work. Shout out my guy Andy. He takes care of it, man.
You just have guys. That's the level of like clout or fame you want. It's just you have a guy for everything you need.
I want a guy.
I want a guy. Anything. You know what I mean? A guy for anything.
Yo, I don't know if you saw the Drink Champs podcast with Kanye was on.
Oh yeah.
He inspired me a lot with one thing that he said. A lot of things he says, but like one thing particular he said. He's like, yo, he had a little duffel bag with him. He's like, yo, this is my house. Like, I don't need anything. and I don't even need money. When I go places anywhere, like I have a guy.
Yeah.
I got people. They take care of me. My money's no good. Like that's the goal.
The story about him, like he went to like Paris for like something to do with Balenciaga. Didn't have any underwear, so like for the 8 days he was there, he just got given like 8 pairs of Balenciaga underwear to like just to rock.
That's freedom and like that's wealth to me.
Dude, that is like
that's like the ultimate.
wealth.
Like you
That
don't
is
actually
wealth.
need to spend money. You just made such good relationships
Yeah.
that things are handled. You have a guy.
Yeah, hotel just like, yeah,
have a
go
guy.
on up to your room, bro.
I don't have a level of guys like Kanye has guys, but I got some guys.
You got guys.
I got guys.
You're on your way.
I got some guys.
At least one guy.
Yeah.
You know.
I
Oh,
get
we have a prop guy.
Oh, we do have a prop guy. I
Yeah.
have him in my e-transfer just saved under prop guy.
but also you have each other.
We do.
Oh, that's nice.
That is
Ah.
nice. That is nice.
That's
Fucking
awesome.
love you, man. Love you, man.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
There you go.
What's been like 17 years in this industry, or just as the Raptors
17 years
DJ,
with the Raptors, 20
sorry.
years in the industry.
How long?
20.
20.
Yeah.
Like, have you never like questioned it at all?
Not since I started, no.
Wow.
Prior to starting this, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I feel like a camera just turned off.
No, we're good.
Okay. Prior to doing this, I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. I was telling you before, I almost went to the same program at Carleton U that you guys just graduated from.
I actually failed out of the program.
Did
but
you?
I had to switch to another program and graduate.
Okay,
with
you
that.
graduated.
Yeah.
You failed out.
Well, I still graduated but failed out of that program. I graduated with the
I don't know what that
semester.
means.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You graduated but also failed out.
He graduated communications.
Yeah.
Okay.
They shipped me down to the
Got you.
He's not cut out for the big
Yeah.
J journalism world,
I
man.
got you. Okay, well, I thought I was going to, well, I never thought I was going into journalism, but I went to school for journalism because my parents, specifically my mom, really wanted me to go to university. Like that was just what I was going to do. She decided the day I was born, that's what I'm doing. That's my path. And bless her heart, I know she just wants me to like be good. And she's old school, and she just thinks you go to school and you get a job. That's what you do. That's success. And I went to university for 2 years, and I hated it because it wasn't my calling. It's not what I wanted to do. I love writing, but that wasn't it. So I dropped out and then went to music business school to make her happy so that I was in school. But really, I already figured out what it is that I wanted to do. I just had to reverse engineer how to get here. And once I figured it out, I never questioned it ever, because it's like when I get in the DJ booth, when I got on stage, it's like the way that I feel. I'm like, there's nothing that could possibly be wrong about this. There's nothing else that I want to do that doesn't include this or maybe some version of this.
Never second guessed it.
No, so like there was no backup plan. It was just like, this is what I'm doing.
What about like not like necessarily like second guessing your career choice, but like ever second guessing yourself in the early stages?
I mean, I'm sure we all have like our moments of, oh man, maybe this shit's not gonna work out. But like I just loved it so much that I was just compelled to keep doing it. And I don't know, at this point I'm not going to, but I would do this for free. If this was not something I could do for a living, but I discovered it, I would still do it. So if that, and I've heard over the years many times people have said, like, if you can find that thing, you mentioned it earlier, like if you find what you love and you do that, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
That's actually real shit. Like, I don't feel like this is a playground to me.
Yeah,
like,
this
I
is,
feel
this is work for us, but like we're just talking,
Right.
We're having some fun.
you know
man.
what I mean? Like, I feel like I've like finessed the whole world at this point because I'm doing what I love and I'm having the most fun, and like I have several guys and like I get paid for this shit. It's fucking wild, but like it is what it is, and I'm enjoying it.
The greatest finesse ever. Doing what you love, man.
Yeah, straight.
Paid.
Oh,
Yeah.
you fucking idiots out there not doing that. You're getting fucked, right?
That's
Quit
what
your
this
job.
podcast is about.
Oh man, I'm dead.
You're never gonna have a guy.
You're not gonna have a guy if you work for a guy. It just doesn't work that way. No, honestly,
That's a good quote.
That is a
Yeah.
good
That's a
quote.
good quote.
It's a bar. It's a bar. We
It's a
should make
bar,
a
yeah.
song.
I like. I heard a quote one time too. Wasn't even a quote. Just kind of came on conversation, but we were talking about kind of trying things and figuring out what didn't work and what didn't work. My buddy said, knowing what you don't like is almost just as important as knowing what you do like.
I feel that.
And I don't know if he was the first one to ever say it. If it was, very prolific.
Profound.
Yeah. But I like that sentiment, and you know, to know that you kind of fucking bounced around just like everyone.
Yeah.
does.
Yo, I've worked a lot of jobs. I mean, none of these jobs were ever thought of as like something that might be a career,
Mhm.
just like money flexes. But like I've done a lot of stuff. Like I washed pots. I caddied golf. I've worked at call centers. I remember I got my last real job was at Rogers head office, on the phones in a cubicle, arguing with people about their cell phone bills.
I was on the other end arguing with you.
No, you know what though? I would understand it if you were arguing because like you were young and don't have a lot of money. I'm talking like I'm a kid arguing with grown folks
Right.
about 17 cents extra on their bill.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not, but I
I
had
hand
access-
deliver you 17
right?
cents.
Like
Every week.
literally for the rest of your life, just get off my phone. But I knew I was like, yo, I'm happy I worked there because that was, you know, to what your point, I was like, that was working there was like, you know what, man, I can't work for people.
Mm-mm.
I can't do this. This is not what I like. This is what I don't like. And I have to figure out a way how to not have to do this.
Means to an end, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I had access to a computer there. So like, I was just like sending my mixes and like trying to talk to promoters and stuff while answering these calls and trying to book gigs until
That's dope.
until I didn't have to work there anymore.
That's actually
Did
that is fucking
you
sick.
have like an epic quitting moment where like you fucking
Stand up in the middle of like the
Did you,
sea
like,
of
have one of
cubicles.
your- have one of your-
Fuck this, I'm out.
have one of your tracks playing in the background,
Yeah.
just fucking waving
Take
the
the
middle
computer
fingers
with you.
I every day took one screw out of the row of cubicles for 6 months. And on the day that I quit, I kicked it and it dominoed down the whole shit. No, I just kind of just like dipped.
Okay.
I just kind of took my direct supervisor
Yeah.
was cool. And I was like, Claudia, I can't do it anymore, Claudia.
I'm going out for lunch and I'm not coming back.
I'm out. I'm out. Love you. You've been awesome. You ain't going to see me here no more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she was like, I get it. I knew you checked out mentally like weeks ago, bro.
Mm.
So that was that.
Also,
I did
also,
not
can
like
you send
that.
me the mix that I see you working on? Because it looks fucking
I see you
fire.
sending mixes. How come my email is dry? Yeah, Claudia's cool. Shout out Claudia.
There was
Yeah.
over at like the Cranium stage today. There was someone talking about like it was like something I never thought of, but like compressing your files to like be smaller so that when you send them to people, it's not fucking just like filling up their computer.
Oh my God. No, you know what? Yes. Holy shit. Can we talk about this?
Yeah, like if you're sending music as an artist, make it the smallest size possible so you're not just like so that they
Here's what you
go
do.
the extra mile. Yeah.
Here's what you do. You get yourself an account with Dropbox or WeTransfer or any of those platforms that allow you to upload to the internet
Mhm.
and send a link. So now you send me a link and I can just download it or not download it. That's my choice. But like I have it versus a bunch of WAV files in my email and never Google Drive. Why do people use Google Drive? I hate Google Drive. Do
I
you
don't
use
know.
it?
I don't know if
You
It's
guys,
fucking
you guys
dumb.
totally. Okay, if you use Google Drive, turn on the permissions so that people can download. There's nothing worse than somebody hitting me up, asking me if they can send me a song.
Yeah.
I'm like, sure. They send the song, and then there's a Google Drive where I have to now request permission.
Yeah, fuck you. You want me to
I'm
hear
not
this or
going
not?
to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. It's just such a like. Don't give people extra steps. Like if you're asking something of somebody and you want help, make it easy.
You're already being annoying.
Already, right? No, I don't want to make it seem like that. I do want people to send me music. But like, make it easy
Mhm.
so that I can get the music. Don't make me have to like jump through hoops to get your song that I don't actually need.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I want new music. I don't need everybody's song all the time. Make it easy, and like if it's good, I will give me a chance to hear it. But if you make it difficult, then I probably won't even get to the point of actually listening to your song, and that's not what either of us want.
Do you ever worry that like there's just something out there in the email files from like years ago that just could have been?
I promise you there is. I can't spend my time worrying about that.
Yeah.
I can't. There's so much music, man.
There's
There's
so
just
much
so
music.
much music. It's like I remember when I used to be on top of music.
Mhm.
Like I used to know everything.
Everything.
I don't know shit now, dude. Like as we're speaking, there are songs being uploaded to Spotify right now.
Yeah,
I don't know them.
it's like I was like I was feeling like overwhelmed at a time because we were recording a show that was like very much so more based around like talking about current events and current music dropping hip hop.
Right.
But like listening to like 3 albums a week, dude, like you're just nothing sticking, like nothing of real substance really hits you. Like
No. Plus the amount of singles that are coming out.
Man,
like yesterday
crazy.
was Friday. How many songs? I had a song come out on Friday, and so did 7 million other people. You know what I mean? So like, how can we possibly stay on top of everything? So I just like I said, I sift through, you know, the things that and try to find things that I like from trusted sources, like playlists that I like, or you know, the DSPs like Spotify, Apple. A lot of them are like really good at if you like this, then you might like this, this, and this. So I do a lot of those deep dives and like find myself in like the black hole of like YouTube, finding stuff, and like I find what I like, and I mix that in with the stuff that I make, and those are my DJ sets now. I can't.
That's the recipe.
Yeah,
That's
I can't.
That's the sauce.
I can't strain my brain trying to know everything all the time. It's not possible anymore.
Did you like was there a point that it came to where you were like just kind of had to give that up because like I realized that I'd been listening to like 1970s like 60s 70s country music, like sad as fuck, dude, like the equivalent of just being in a dark room just like hugging your knees and shaking.
I mean, if that's
Like,
your vibe.
it regressed back to that. Like I just had to go back to what I knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You good, man?
I know, you good, bro? Do we need to have another separate talk?
Like, this is what music does to me, man. Like,
I can pinpoint the moment when I was like, all right, that's it. There was a time I was playing in a club and a girl came up and asked for a song. It was like maybe 12:30, and she asked for a song, and she's like, "It just came out at midnight. Do you have it?" Like, I give up.
Oh,
I give up.
yeah.
Bro.
I literally give up. I'm at the club now. I got here before 12. No, I'm not gonna download it. That's another thing too. People, can you just download it? Can you play it from my phone? Can you? No, absolutely no. No.
Is there like I feel like there's a lot of annoying people out there that'll approach the DJ booth.
Yes.
Like what's the etiquette a person should have when approaching
You know what's hilarious?
a DJ?
What's hilarious? One of my homies from LA, DJ Agent Smith, just posted on TikTok a TikTok of like the 5 steps to request a song, and it's hilarious. Me and Saint just duetted it when we were on the train coming here. Don't. That's not what was in his, but like I would say don't. Honestly,
They're being paid to do a very specific thing.
yeah,
Let
and
them.
I get
Yeah.
like what you mentioned before as like the service of DJing and like
Yeah.
being the facilitator of the vibes in terms of like giving people what they want. Yes, for sure. But like people take that further when they're asking individually. It's one thing to like request something. People take that to like the demand territory a lot.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like
Play this next.
expect the expectation of.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm like a real DJ, and I'm speaking on behalf of other real DJs. Let the DJ do the thing.
Yeah.
Like you would never go to a concert and like ask Beyonce to sing your favorite song.
Right.
She's gonna sing what she's gonna sing that night, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
And you're gonna love it because you came there. And I understand the difference between going to see Beyonce and going to a club where you might not know who the DJ is. But like, you should be there to hang out with your friends and hear good music. And if you don't like the music in that club, maybe you're not at the right club. How about that?
Oh,
You know what I mean? Versus,
okay.
oh, this DJ sucks. He should have played the songs that I like. If everybody in a room feels that way, what's that DJ set going to sound like?
Yeah.
If everybody gets to play the song that they want,
That's a
what's it
Yeah.
going to sound like?
It's a great answer. But my guy, that was a fucking great question. We're like respect on that. That was a good question.
Thanks.
I would have been like afterwards, like fuck, we should have asked like
Yeah.
etiquette about a DJ show.
I love you just said vibe facilitator, like
Yeah.
DJ 4Korners vibe facilitator.
No, seriously. I
put that on
consider
the
myself,
resume.
I consider myself a vibe curator, actually.
Curator.
Okay.
Okay.
I curate the vibes. I make things happen in a room, and I can control emotion like a magician to an extent. And like, I get people laid when I decide to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get people excited. I do all of that stuff because there's psychology to it. Like music is feeling, and like when you can make people feel, you can make people do.
All I'm thinking about is Austin Powers dancing and like fucking up like bad moms, bro. Like, that's all I can think of right
Similar.
now. Yeah.
Not exactly the same, but similar.
You got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just one thing, like, you know, there's that point in time like when the vibe hasn't like kind of like it's starting to bubble, but like, what's it feel like to see when everyone just collectively starts nodding their head? Like, is that when you think like, hey, this is the start to the party?
I don't know if it's a head nod. It's more like, if I had to describe it, if the dance floor is here and everybody's like, you know, people are on the dance floor, they're not really like going crazy yet. When I feel the groove is starting, I feel like everybody just gets like a little bit lower. Like there's just like a little bend in the knees. People like get into it more. And then that's like right before they start like jumping up and down.
That's when it goes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like when I see that, I'm like, all right, I got him.
Time to go.
I got him. Let's go time.
No,
Dope.
that's it now.
That's dope.
That's good.
That's it. That's the question.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man, thanks for stopping by. Really
Yes, it was a
appreciate
pleasure.
Yo,
it.
thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yes,
Cranium
it was.
Weekend's been a blast. We're across the street from the block party. You can probably hear the music right now.
Shout out the
vibing,
city.
but-
Shout out the city
Here, the
tracks.
vibes are being curated as we speak.
But yo, seriously, man, thanks for stopping by, taking
Yeah.
time. We appreciate it, man. And thanks for coming to the city. We always appreciate when big acts like yourself come to Ottawa, help us push the culture here. We appreciate it, man.
I love coming to Ottawa. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. I'm not a panderer. I actually like it here. And every time I come, I learn and like experience more. Like especially the like you asked about the artists here.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited to see some artists perform because I know there's gonna be some talent that I haven't seen or heard yet that I'm gonna take with me within my DJ sets and maybe even end up doing music with them. So if you're out there performing, holler at me the right way. Don't piss me off.
Send me a link.
Link, not attachment.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. We'll catch you soon, man. We'll set up that 2v2 game in Toronto.
Yes,
Everything
sir.
goes, Sean.
Get it.
It's fucking on like
Challenge.
Donkey Kong. You're going down.
Peace.
Good coming down the